All right, y'all. Another episode, Make That Radio Show, doing it Vlad style now. But I'm at the location at the office of Miss Jessica Lewis. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. For everybody out there who doesn't know, one, I like to say I'm a serial entrepreneur, but you're one as well.
Yes, that's the life to live. Serial entrepreneur. Don't have any focus on one thing.
But for everybody out there, give them like a little, brief background of when did you really become a full-time entrepreneur, and then what are your main industries right now that you're involved with?
Okay. Well, 2 years ago, I've always been an entrepreneur. So I've been an entrepreneur for 18 years, believe it or
Mm-hmm.
not. SCORE was one of the first ways that I became an entrepreneur because they taught me how to write business plans.
Mm-hmm.
And so full time,
Mm-hmm.
literally 2 years ago.
Okay.
So while I've always had a business and always worked, that was something that was taught to me
Mm-hmm.
by my family. My grandfather was in every branch of the military, believe it or not.
Oh
Back in the
wow.
30s and 30s to 60s, you were allowed to do whatever you wanted. There was no specific thing. But not only was he in the military, he always had a job once he
Mm.
became a civilian, and he always bought real estate. So he always taught
Mm.
us those things, but he never was full time
Yeah.
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So I had a talk with myself and God. I said,
Mm-hmm.
listen, I want to be able to do this full time. I want to break a generational curse.
Mm-hmm.
And so 2 years ago, I left my corporate sales job
Mm-hmm.
and went full time.
That's what I'm
So
talking about.
it was awesome. It was a great feeling. So currently, I have a CBD company, just
Mm-hmm.
like you guys. I have a hair extension company that
Mm-hmm.
specializes in 26 inches and up hair for raw Indian hair.
Mm-hmm.
I have a construction company. We
Mm-hmm.
build residential and commercial structures out of shipping containers.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, I'm a business consultant. That was one of the first businesses I started about
Yeah.
2 years ago. And then lastly, I have a financial service company. So
Mm-hmm.
people who need business loans or real estate loans, residential and commercial, they come to me for that.
Oh wow. So you like to plug for everything.
I try to be. I'm a plug's plug. I like to use that.
So which one do you find like I guess more thrilling or exciting that you like to do, and also which ones were like hard for you to break in as far as the industry?
The ones that I like to do the most is the shipping container.
Mm-hmm.
So doing building houses and commercial structures out of shipping containers is fun to me.
Yeah.
So when I have a well informed client that
Mm-hmm.
comes to me and has a project and they say, hey, this is what I want to do, it's just like, really? What
Mm-hmm.
else? What else can we do? And it's
Mm-hmm.
like they'll come to me with like a specific idea, but
Mm-hmm.
usually it's so rigid because they don't know how expansive it can be.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come and I create something great. I send them
Mm-hmm.
their 3D ideas. They're like, man, I didn't even think something like this could
Mm-hmm.
exist. And it's just fun. It allows for me to be creative. So I'm not a painter. I used
Yeah.
to be a writer,
Mm-hmm.
but this is the way that I can be
Creative.
creative.
Yeah.
And then the hardest thing, I would say, well, I like my consulting stuff too. So I love
Mm-hmm.
talking to business owners and really teaching them the way
Mm-hmm.
to go as far as being able to do their business the right way, working in excellence.
Mm-hmm.
The hardest thing to have gotten into probably was, I would say, it may be the hair.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you see,
Yeah,
I
you are
have
natural
locks.
and you have
I don't
locks.
have
Yeah.
hair extensions, and it's so many kinds of hair out there. I think a lot of women are misunderstanding
Mm-hmm.
how the hairs are and the quality. So they want the hair extensions, but they don't know true, really good quality versus what they sell at a beauty supply store.
Exactly.
So
Which
for
is to me
me,
seems like a knockoff.
most of it is knockoffs. That's what they don't know. It's interesting you say that, and I won't get into that today, but it
Uh,
is a lot of it is not really coming from human beings, and so
yeah.
that's neither here nor there. I don't want to
Yeah.
scare the folks out there, but long story short, that was the toughest because I had to do a lot of research
Mm-hmm.
to truly understand hair.
Okay, so you meet a lot of different people, but you're also the type of person who likes to share her network with others. I've
Yeah.
experienced that personally,
Yeah.
and I like that's why we like each other and we vibe with one another. Because like cut from the same cloth, so to
Yeah.
say, morality, values, and all that. How do you feel about one, the word entrepreneur has been, I guess, boasted so much now, and with all the different shows like The Profit and Shark Tank and things of that nature, they're showing the glamorous side to everything, but they don't really show what the nuts and bolts of what you have to do.
Exactly.
How do you feel about like people just jumping out there talking about, well, I'm a boss, or I want to be an entrepreneur, and not necessarily taking it serious as it should?
To be honest with you, so I'm gonna put my business consultant hat on.
Uh
The most disheartening thing I can see
huh.
is someone speaking that I'm a boss. It's just like a person say I'm a grown behind person.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, really, are you? The fact that you have to say it out loud to validate yourself is not enough to carry forth the task. So being an entrepreneur is hard, it's tough. You may be broke at times. You may be trying to rip your hair out. It's not fun. There's nothing glamorous about it. So what frustrates me is when I see people passing out business cards like they going out of style, and then I'll ask them, is their business registered? And they tell me no.
Mm-hmm.
So you're passing out business cards telling people you're in business, but yet your business is not even registered. And I don't need to ask them. I can literally pull it up on my phone and find out if somebody's business is registered.
Yeah.
But the reality is they're not really working in excellence. And so like you and I and your wife, like for me personally, there's steps to being an entrepreneur. The first part is your mindset. So I get it. They got the mindset. They're telling people I'm a business owner. That's fine. But the other part to it is the action behind all of that. The first thing is you should have a registered business, right? Yeah. You should have an EIN, right?
Yes.
You should have a business bank account, not a PayPal account.
Exactly.
A business PayPal, no Cash App.
Uh-huh.
I can go on and on.
No, because not to cut you off with it, but like I deal with people and they be like the other day I made some cook shop sales, right? And she's like, hey, I have my cash on me. I was like, I take card. You take card? I'm like, yeah, I take card, PayPal, Cash App, just because it's easy for people.
Yeah.
But yes, I have business accounts. Yeah. I'm like, I can swipe your card. I'm mobile. You know what I'm saying? I'm a walking, talking business. I don't have to have the brick and mortar to be able to give you the comfort and security as a consumer.
Right.
And I think that's where like a lot of people, they get it twisted. I'm like, I write checks. Like if I do something like for the Southern Center, right? And I do an event and I'm paying artists or I'm paying vendors, I'm writing them from a business check.
Right.
I wrote a business check to somebody in the business name and gave it to them. And then they like hit me up later on, I guess because they didn't look at it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, can you write that to me personally? I was like, what?
Exactly. But see, that's a perfect example of not working in excellence. So what people don't realize is when you're not working in excellence, you will never get past a certain point in business. Exactly. I'm sorry, guys. Like, if you're not willing to register your business, you don't have business bank accounts, you have to write your name on a business check when you're doing business with people. Like, and I'm not knocking any of that because you have sole proprietors who are out there.
Yeah.
So that's one part of it. But that's not all of it.
Exactly.
You should still keep things separate. You shouldn't have your business money going to your personal account.
Even with sole proprietorship, even though legally you can spend the money however you want to because it's sole proprietorship, I still believe you should keep it separate.
For sure.
But some people don't believe that. But I was like, whatever. That's why you
the
plateau.
Difference between me and you, that's a rap song.
Exactly.
Literally. I'm just saying. And then I'm not knocking people, but guess what? That's the fun part of what I do as a consultant. If I'm talking to somebody and they're really they're open up to wanting to understand, to do the right things, then I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I have so many people that fight me though.
Yes.
I'm like, why'd you come to me? What's the point? What are we doing
exactly,
here?
Exactly. It's like, don't want to waste your time. Because I believe, I'm not sure you believe this too, time is more important than money.
Absolutely.
Because we all have the same amount of time. You can make money, you can lose money, you can make it again.
That's right.
But time, and I've gotten to that point to where I don't give my time to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you have to say no sometimes. And that's the other sacrifice of business. You have to know when to say no, when to extend yourself
Mm-hmm.
and when to remove yourself.
Yes.
So what I mean by that is saying no beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
You may get involved with somebody, you may have to remove yourself out of that
Mhm.
situation, and more importantly, you have to know when to help people. Not everybody's meant to be helped,
Mhm.
because we have lots of narcissists in the world
Yeah.
who feel like there's nothing that they can learn from other people, and
Mhm.
that's fine. But I always say, you'll only be as blessed as your mind will allow you to be.
I like that. So let's get on to what got you into the whole CBD world, and wanting to be an advocate for that.
You all. So let me say this. I love the Cook Shop products. I use the tea. Don't laugh at me about how I did the coffee the other day.
That
I
was
use
funny.
their soaps.
Uh-huh.
I sell their salves. I
Mhm.
sell a lot of their other products, the teas, anything. And so I understand the industry. And
Mhm.
to be honest with you, prior to meeting you all and receiving and using your products, I am still going to open up a full-on manufacturing plant for marijuana in
Yeah.
California.
Mhm.
So what was great was experiencing all the variety that
Mhm.
you all had. I'm not doing none of that. Let me be
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah. Oh no. Even if you did, it wouldn't bother us.
But
Not
guess
like
what?
that.
I'm still not doing that.
Yeah.
I leave that to y'all.
Uh-huh.
But my goal is to be the supplier to the
Yeah.
the distribution companies. My background with that is I actually used to work for organic tobacco company.
Mhm.
We've been on the farms. We
Mhm.
understand how all of that works. So I'll have organic weed, whatever. I think all weed is organic for the most part.
Yeah. Until
But
you really start getting into the
until you
synthetic.
start messing
Yeah,
around with the
uh-huh.
synthetics. But that even that industry in and of itself was something I had to learn a lot about. I've never done drugs a day in my life,
Mhm.
and marijuana has the separations through all the different derivatives of it, and that's the stuff that I had to learn to
Mhm.
understand that industry. Know lots of ganja smokers. I'm around Jamaicans. My family descent is Jamaican, and it's just interesting,
Mhm.
to just see weed everywhere. It's just
Mhm.
like, I gotta get in this industry.
Yeah, exactly.
It's everywhere.
It is.
And some places it's banned. Dubai is banned, Africa is banned, but that doesn't stop the shine of the marijuana plant,
Exactly,
because it's everywhere.
I'm like,
else.
even before states started decriminalizing and like legalizing it from a state level, people still got access to it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
ain't
so you've
nothing.
had weed for thousands of years. This cannabis plant is extremely old.
Yeah.
It has a lot of species, a lot of flavors or whatever.
I know,
So
and that's
it's-
what's exciting about it.
Yes.
That's the exciting part, and not just that. As you all experienced, it's not about getting high.
Mhm.
It's about now knowing its true benefit to people. And so for me, we'll probably have 10 different strands. Not going to go into all of that today, but we'll have 10 different strands. We're actually going to have grow pods, so we won't be growing outside at all. Ours will be inside shipping containers. And the goal behind it is to create a facility where people can come and pick what they want, almost like personal shopping. We plan on throwing marijuana parties, yacht parties, whatever we want to do, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Other people are doing it, but the reality is, we know that it's a safer drug,
But
a
I don't call
safer
it a
product.
drug, but
It's a plant.
It's a plant.
And
It's
so
no different than corn.
it's no different than anything that's out there. All that stuff, it's all chemistry. So what you add to is what makes it what it is. And so, yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm very excited about that.
So, for people who try to get into a business, or for the ones that are, I like to ask two questions in one. But for the ones who say they already have a business, but they're trying to be multiple businesses.
Yeah.
What would you say would be some great skills to have or to actually acquire for them to be successful in doing those two endeavors?
I would say, for starters, we talked the same thing earlier. It's your mindset. So you can't get into business with the mindset that you're going to fail. I feel like if more people tapped into their purpose in life, that they will be in business. I think we were just talking before we started how little people make having a job. You know, so the mindset shift is knowing your worth.
Yeah.
Knowing that the same that you're doing for somebody else, you could be doing for yourself.
Yeah.
If you just slow down and figure out what your benefit is to that person and just transfer that energy into yourself. Then the other side to it is time management. I think people feel like we do have a lot of time on our hands, right? Every second of the day you're not probably doing business, but the same time with that you have to be mindful that every second of the day you're not doing business. So what are you doing with that time? And so some great ways for people to break into entrepreneurism is starting a personal development regimen, meaning they should probably read more books associated, get some business magazines, just read up on what industry they're looking to get into, and more importantly, find a mentor. I think it helps to have somebody who has at least been in business. They don't necessarily have to be in your same exact industry, but them being in business would be helpful because at least you have somebody to lean on. Oftentimes as entrepreneurs, we're around, if you don't do the full shift, which is even changing your circle, you'll find you're around a bunch of people that's going to discourage you from being an entrepreneur. Like, why you want to do that? You need to go to work. You need to get a job.
Yeah, and that's the thing I hate. I hate when people like say stuff like that. When I'm around all my entrepreneur friends, whether they're part-time or full-time, they pitch an idea. They're like, what you think about it? I'm like, cool, run with it. What's stopping you from doing it?
Do it.
Do it.
Ain't
I'm
nothing
like,
to it.
exactly. And then I'm like, they'll say like with their family or friends that are not doing stuff says, like, you can't listen to those people.
Yeah.
Because the world's best innovations and stuff like that, when it never came, had people listen to others like that.
And,
so you definitely got to change your circle, change your mindset. You got to do and do it. I'm like,
just do it.
Fear, put that to the side.
Yeah, fear is fake.
Yeah, it is.
It's perception.
I had this conversation yesterday, actually.
Yeah, step out on faith and do it. And fail if you need to. I've been in business. I don't even
call that failing though. I call that trying.
Falling forward.
Falling forward, or failure is not to do it at all for me.
That's right. I agree.
When you go out there and you try something, you have goals, right? That you said you just didn't meet the goals, but now it's know what not to do.
Not to do, and it's never too late to do it.
Exactly.
So you didn't meet your goal today, go for it tomorrow. Go for it the next day. It don't matter how long it take you. Just keep doing it.
Exactly.
Don't be scared.
That's like the common denominator I read with all the, quote unquote successful, because a lot of people try to define success as the ones who have reached the pinnacle of 1%ers and all that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's not really success.
Yeah.
That's just them reaching the plateau to other people,
in comparison to their peers.
But all of their stories, though, in common, it is consistency.
Yes.
They kept trying until they broke through.
That's
it's like
right.
Those little memes or whatever, where the people are digging for like the diamonds, and they're just right on the cusp, but one of them like walks away, and you was just right there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that happens a lot.
Yeah, it does.
I see it. It's way too much.
It happens more oftentimes than not, and again, if you're not feeding your brain, so that's where that personal development stuff comes into play. So I love the fact that I have author friends. I'm either reading my friends' books, many of them are personal development, self-improvement books, or I'm reading something related to the Bible. And I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not about to quote scriptures. I'm not doing any of that, but they got good stories in there that teach lessons, and so I think it's important that people, if you can't get a mentor or you don't have people around you, or maybe you haven't fully shifted into that mindset, you can get into the mindset if you are consistent, like you said. Like, just start reading stuff, start going to networking events.
Yes. Oh my God.
I don't know why people think they're going to do business and they'll never walk out the house. People don't even know you exist.
Exactly.
So you have to do something. You have to get out the house.
Yeah, and that's what, like, I had learned that lesson, like, the hard way early on when I was doing, Baked Out Entertainment. And I started as a music promotions company a year before I graduated at Fort Valley. So I'm in there reading all the books about it, because I did all my coursework or whatever, but it wasn't nothing. Because I was already driven and like focused. I was, before graduating, I was already thinking outside of what I'm doing after graduation.
Right.
So I read the books, articles, all that shit. I spent like $2,000 just on books and reading all the information I could. So I'm sitting there, doing the company, putting it out there, and I bought like a Yellow Page ad, to really get it going. People calling me. I had it listed under the category of music promotions, and this taught me like networking is way more valuable when you apply yourself.
Yeah.
I spent like $2,000 on the ad as well. Had the wrong people calling me. They were like, "Oh, you got a studio? You got a studio?" No, this is for artists who already need. They have their sound. They just need someone to help them with promotions. Like it says, music promotions.
Yeah.
And so couldn't find the right artist. None of them were really at that level yet. So then I was like, you know what? Trash that. I'm just gonna start going to all these different networking things. I networked for 2 months straight. Got way more value out of that than that ad. And when I was like, you know what? That's what I'm gonna just do. I'm gonna just network my way to everything.
Boom.
And that's where you sharpen your skills as far as like doing like 30-second pitches, elevator pitches, all that stuff. You get right to the point because you can't waste people's time.
Yeah.
You do follow-ups. People don't do that.
Follow-up.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a whole show by itself. I don't even want to go there.
But yeah, so like there's a lot of stuff we can cover, whatever.
Yeah.
But I also want you to highlight you're in media as well.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the podcast.
Yeah. I love talk.
Yeah,
so
you've done talking shows before.
I have talk shows. I have podcasts. So my past life, my very first thing getting into this realm of entertainment, I guess, was I had a talk show called All About Beauty, Business, and You back in Philly. We were on WURD, which is the one and only black-owned radio station in the area.
Wow.
And so what I loved about that is, and it's just an extension of what I'm doing now, is we were highlighting business owners that were in the beauty industry. We talked about current events. We did all of that. It was fun. So shout out to Shirley Random and my mentor who hit me to that. She actually is a beauty pioneer. She has a mural actually made out of her because she's done so much for the city of Philadelphia in the beauty industry.
That's dope.
So her and I were still friends to this day. And so recently I had the Entrepreneur Spotlight on WGMM TV, which was highlighting business owners. I would choose a topic, have multiple people in that industry, but still their services were different on the same show talking about that topic. It was dope. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And then when I left from doing that, because I'm very independent, I don't like rules, I'm rebellious. Entrepreneur life. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody telling me what to do.
Exactly.
And so I left there because I didn't want them telling me who I could and could not have on my show.
So hold on, let's break this down then, right?
Yes.
Because you came up with the thought, right?
It's all my idea.
This is all your idea, right?
Yes.
Now they have a platform, but I'm sure when you integrated your idea into that, it helped them on their end.
For
As
sure.
far as ratings or whatever, selling advertisement, whatever the case may be.
Right.
So then they see that growth.
Yeah.
So then they want to come to you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you can only do this and that or
Yeah.
whatever, because now, you know what I'm saying, you're being put out there. But it wasn't the fact that they were putting you out there. It was a symbiotic relationship. You needed a platform to help push.
It was reciprocity.
It was due to you driving the vehicle, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're sitting in the passenger side enjoying it. That's what they're supposed to do.
Supposed to.
But they try to like kick you out the driver's seat, you know what I'm saying? Take over this and like, no, we got this.
Yeah, well, my vision is long and wide, and I don't discriminate on who I interact with. I lived in other countries before. I went to multicultural schools. So I've worked in the prison, so I'm just giving you an idea.
Yeah,
I've been everywhere.
Full spectrum life.
Like literally. So when I have that in my mind, I know how to talk to people. I know how to interact with them. I know how to expand my horizons by being in those kind of environments. And so it's nothing, I'm not going to talk bad about the station, but what I will say is I am bigger than most things. So when you are in, and this is to anybody that's listening or watching, when you're in a space where you find that you're outgrowing that particular space, you need to leave.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to stay. Doesn't make sense to compromise. Compromise is never needed in most situations. No, it's time for you to go. And so that's what really occurred. It was like, okay, I want to do all these things. Y'all telling me no. All right, time to go.
Yeah.
That's simple for me. I'm not, and that's
Now,
probably
at
why I've
that
been
time,
single
did you
for
have
7 years.
any
too.
businesses?
I did.
You did? Okay, so
Yeah, so
you
at that
already had that,
time-
like,
Yeah.
mindset, or,
Before
you know,
I
I
went
could do
to them,
something.
I already was doing this.
Yeah.
So my thought was going to this station will help elevate me to the next level for this particular project. I like to talk. My show prior to that was still called Entrepreneur Spotlight, the TV show. So it became the TV show because I was on TV, but it was already Entrepreneur Spotlight. And so even now with the podcast that I do, it still incorporates business owners somehow. Like, I never want to stop helping the people that I am a part of. I'm a peer to many business owners. I want to see people grow and thrive. We did the stage play. We have a new film company that we're doing now.
Oh, congratulations, by the way.
Thank
for
you.
that, selling out
Two
shows.
sold out.
2 sold out shows. And,
Two.
like, that's hundreds.
And we coming back on the 17th.
17th, okay.
So we're going to do a third show, an encore show, because people could not make it Friday and Saturday. So we're doing one more for the road, and then we're moving on to another city. So
that's what and that's what I love, because, you know, you was there for that interview or whatever, and that's where I was like asking those questions, like, hey, you know, you're taking this on tour. That's what I want to see. That's how Tyler Perry got to where he was.
yes.
And
You can't be afraid of that.
You can't, yeah, exactly. You
can't
don't
be
want to be the
afraid of
big
that.
fish in a small pond. I'm like,
Yes.
extend your world. I'm like, become international, you know, stuff
That's
like that.
perfect. What you just said is my mind is global, whether it's the people or the physical location. I don't do anything that keeps me in one locale. I've never been like that. I think my first travel experience was when I was 17. Our senior class trip was to Jamaica when I graduated. So that sparked my interest on wanting to be multicultural and a global person. And so I just keep it going.
Just to reiterate, from Macon.
No.
Well, lived here in Macon.
Been living here in Macon for the last 5 years.
Okay,
I'm
so not
originally from
originally-
Philadelphia.
Oh, okay, so outside of okay, well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay. I
I'm
got
originally from Philly.
Okay.
But guess what? Since I've been here, that I think I've done just as much stuff here in Macon as I've done in Atlanta, as I've done in Warner Robins, Jacksonville, Florida. So, like, you know, even now, I'm still not a regional person, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
My customers are all across the nation, all across the world, with my nonprofit organization. So it's never, I never want to be in that box.
Yeah.
I feel like the box is like a prison.
But you see the potential for Macon, though, right?
Macon is a phenomenal city to live in. I would say that this city has the most potential, mainly because we have so many talented people here. Like, I mean, from all the artists that I met, the musicians, our film, our production, our TV personality. We have such amazing people here, and I'm grateful. People, I think my friends are very disappointed that I didn't move back to Philly. They're very disappointed that I didn't move to Atlanta. I didn't see a need to. This city has more than enough for me, if that makes sense.
No, I get it. Like being an outsider, looking in or whatever, and now, like, you know, because even me being from Nashville, and then going to Fort Valley, then living in Griffin for a little bit, and then finally coming back to Macon, and being here for like the years. At least 10 plus years now. People actually think I'm from here now.
Yeah.
But my mindset lets them know that I'm not, because of the way that I do stuff.
I know. Your brain is big.
Yeah.
Your brain is big.
Literally.
well, that's what makes Macon so great. Because there's so many really big brained people here. And my concern is that people will always want to be the king and queen of Macon. They can't see past Macon. They just like, I want to run shop. They, you know, that mindset has to change in order for Macon to elevate, because no one's going to come to Macon if we are only Maconized. I'm just being honest. I would love to have conferences and all kinds of stuff here, but it's hard.
We're there. It's
hard. It's really hard.
Like really getting I tell people all the time, like, you could turn Macon into a regional, like southeast regional type
It can
situation
be. We're
where
in the middle of the state.
middle of the state, and then all these other states will flood,
Yeah.
and people and tourism and just I'm like, there's conferences and stuff that happen, but not like in the industries that people are really, I guess, interest by.
This city is known for music and art.
Yeah, so why not?
What's the problem?
Yeah, the people,
It's the people. You
Yeah.
know, we don't do enough collaborations.
hmm
We're selfish.
Yeah.
We are. What's that movie with the little thing that says "Mine's my precious, my precious"?
Oh yeah, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. We have that mindset,
hmm
and I feel like, for starters, if you guys don't know, there's more than enough money out there for you.
Yep.
You don't have to. There really, you can be competitive, but not be in competition. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So you keep your people around you on your toes. They're on their toes, but it's so much money out there, and it's not. There's not. All the money's not in Macon,
Mm-mm.
and that's what I mean by being having a global mindset. Know that there's money other places. If all you want to do is everything here in Macon, excuse me, how will you ever grow?
Yeah. Like I've been to Warner
Food for
Robins
thought.
interviewing. I've been interviewing people in other cities.
Yeah.
I know McDonald was that last 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Interviewed the author at his house.
yeah. Roll
Yeah,
out.
Exactly. So
Why not?
yeah, I'm
It's
like,
fun.
there's a whole lot of stuff we can get into.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is there anything
Yeah.
that you want to mention right now, that you haven't, or anything you like to really reiterate to the people?
To the people, I just want to send some words of encouragement. I know that we live in a small town, as people like to describe it as, but because there's so many big brain people here, this can be in a major city like Atlanta.
Mhm.
And I just encourage anybody that's listening or watching to step outside the box, get with Andreas, collaborate with other people. Like, my thing is, there is a space for a group of people who can bring change. I actually wanted to run for commissioner at one point in time, and my platform was Making Change, MACON change. And that's because I believe in this city. I believe that the possibilities are endless
Mhm.
if we can get out our own way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best way to describe it. Get out your own way. Get over yourself. Yes, you are that great, but guess what? You could be greater with somebody else.
hmm
Imagine if everybody would partner their nonprofits, partner their for-profits.
hmm
The type of, the magnitude of change that could occur from collaborations
Exactly.
would be phenomenal. And I can see it. I feel it. And I'm doing it.
Mhm.
So don't think I'm preaching to the people about things that I'm not already doing. I don't brag about. I don't put everything I do on social media. I'm doing a lot, and I welcome you all to be a part of what I'm doing, and let's make change happen. We need some better politicians, so you need to run for office. Y'all need to vote. You need to get out and teach people about the electoral college. People don't even understand the voting process, so that's why you're not voting, and that's why these people keep getting reelected.
hmm
And so, needless to say, we also need more millennials out there. I'm 37. I'm a little bit past millennial age, but
He's so
we
funny.
need more young people our age, under 40, who
Yeah.
are willing to run for office. There's a lot of really great people, influential people here in the city, and I think when I talk to many people, the introverts, I'm not going to say your name, you introverts, you people that feel like you're not a local celebrity, don't downplay your greatness.
hmm
I feel like the more you share with the world, the more people can appreciate you and respect your life and how your life can impact them. I think when you stay in the house and you don't get out and you don't share your greatness with other people, you're doing everybody around you a disservice. They need you. People are just waiting. And so people may not like me, they may not like Andreas, but they may like Jane Doe.
hmm
You know, but if Jane Doe never leaves the house, she never networks, she never collaborates, she never does any of these things, she will never know how she can impact people. My legacy, I don't have children. My legacy is what I do for people.
Yeah.
And when I die, I pray that the things that I have done has impacted people enough that it carries on for generations.
I think it will, because you're that type of person. And like I said, just like we've been Facebook friends for I went back and looked at it for almost 2 years now, but didn't really meet in person until months ago.
I know.
And just the being a part of your life,
Yeah.
has changed my life.
Thank you.
And I hope, in some way,
And vice versa.
I've been able to do that too.
Yes.
But like I said, we're connected. I feel it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're one more person in my network, and I'm one more person in your network.
That's
to
right.
help each other reach their goals.
That's right. And I think that's the key to success.
Mm-hmm.
Sharing your people.
Yeah.
I meet a lot of people who they don't want to. So, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
if you and I are out and I say, Andreas, meet Jimmy Doe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to stay in that interaction. I'm not going to micromanage
Exactly.
y'all interaction. I'm just going. I introduced you
And
because I
then
knew
it's
y'all could
my
benefit.
job to build that relationship.
And vice versa.
I did that yesterday on Facebook.
Yeah.
Put them into a little group. I did, and then you introduced me to some people when we was
Yeah.
just out and about.
Exactly.
And I'm like, that's what you're supposed to do.
That's how I drop my jewels.
Uh-huh.
So when I'm the plug's plug,
Mhm.
all I do is plug people together and I remove myself.
Exactly.
I don't stay in the interaction.
Mhm.
I don't say, hey guys, how are you doing? I'm not checking up on y'all.
Mhm.
Adult people should be able to communicate
Exactly.
and understand what it takes to keep the relationship going. So
Definitely
that's why I call myself.
1000% agree.
Yeah, that's what I call the plug's plug. You
Yeah,
should
we
be
have to
able
get
to
you some
connect
shirts.
people.
The
I
plug
like
plug.
that. We gonna work on that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for everybody out there, if they want to hit you up for services, inquire, anything like that, if they want to follow, what is the best route to go to reaching out to Miss Jessica Lewis?
Well, I would say find me on Facebook, Jessica Lewis. I have a personal page and a business page, Jessica Lewis. If you go on my
I gotta go
personal
follow the
page,
business page.
well, we gonna make sure you do.
Okay.
We do because I consider myself a public figure, so I created my own public figure page. It's harder to find me on my personal page because there's thousands of Jessica Lewis's. But if you're looking for me, I do have a Dallas Cowboy shoe. No, I actually switched it. So right now it's our Jerry Anderson stage play.
Okay.
Photo profile, but just probably easier to find me. Real solutions for real people. I have so many businesses. They all got business pages. So you can find me one way or another, or you can always send me a message, 478-219-5016. I'm not that kind of person.
Put your number in here?
Sure, that'd be
Okay.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not one of them people that, you can't reach out to me.
Yeah.
Send me a message, 478-219-5016. Text me, call me. If I don't answer, leave a message. That's easiest because if I'm with a customer, like now my ringer's not on because we're doing this. I pay attention to the person that I'm in front of at the moment. So, yeah, hit me up. I'd love to talk to you.
Okay, well, cool. Jessica, I appreciate the interview. Appreciate everything you've done for us.
Thank you.
We're gonna keep this going. I got a couple things we're gonna talk about off camera.
Okay.
But do you have a mantra or anything you would like to pass on? Any last words for the people?
Definitely. Life is what you make out of it. So what are you going to do? That's my life mantra. I don't complain. I just make the most out of what I'm doing at that time.
That's what I'm talking about. All right.